Welcome to Bioglam Curvy Models, where beauty meets confidence, and every curve tells a story. The story of Aairya begins in the kind of place where dreams often feel too fragile to say out loud. The streets were narrow, the air thick with the scent of morning tea, and every day felt like a quiet routine. Yet within that calm rhythm lived a girl who looked at mirrors differently. While others saw reflections, she saw possibilities. Aairya wasn't born into fame, fashion, or fortune. She was born into simplicity, a world of fabric, thread, and patience. Her mother worked as a tailor, her father ran a small shop that sold school supplies, and their lives moved in gentle repetition. But even in that repetition, something inside Aairya stirred restlessly. When she saw the glossy pages of magazines, when she watched ads showing confident women walking in slow motion through golden light, she didn't just see beauty, she saw a calling. It started with imitation. Standing barefoot in her small bedroom, she'd copy the poses she saw online, balancing on the edge of her bed frame, turning her head just so. She didn't know why she loved it, only that in those moments, she felt more alive than ever. Her friends teased her sometimes. "You think you'll be a model?" they laughed. "You're too real for that world." But she only smiled. She had learned early that the most dangerous thing you can do with a dream is tell it to someone who's already given up on theirs. Years passed, and her curiosity turned into quiet ambition. After finishing school, she convinced her parents to let her move to the city. She promised to continue studying while trying something new. They hesitated, not because they didn't believe in her, but because they feared the world would not be kind. Still, they let her go. Her mother tucked a safety pin into her bag, whispering, "This will keep your courage together." The city was loud, dazzling, and unkind in ways she had never imagined. For every kind smile she met, there were 10 dismissive stares. For every yes, there were 100 no's. She worked part-time jobs to pay rent, studied when she could, and sent photos of herself to agencies that never replied. But she refused to give up. Every night after returning from work, she'd stand by the window watching the city lights flicker like stars and whisper to herself, "Someone out there will see me." That someone turned out to be a local photographer who stumbled upon her photo on social media. "You have something rare," he messaged. "Let's shoot." She hesitated. There was no payment, just exposure. But something in her told her to go. The next day, under a cloudy sky and between city walls painted with graffiti, she stood in front of the camera. She wasn't polished or rehearsed, but she was honest. And honesty, as it turned out, was her superpower. When those photos were posted online, people didn't just see her, they felt her. That one shoot turned into 3, then 5. Small brands started reaching out. Followers trickled in, but what mattered most to her was that for the first time, she was seen not for fitting into the mold, but for breaking it. As her page began to grow, Aairya faced the unspoken battle that every woman in fashion eventually faces, the comparison game. Scrolling through flawless feeds, she caught herself wondering if she was enough. Her skin, her size, her smile, everything became a question mark. Then one night, she decided to answer that question for herself. She wrote in her journal, "I am not here to shrink. I am here to take up space with grace." From that night on, her page changed. No more filters to hide stretch marks, no more editing her waist smaller, no more apologizing for being real. Her followers noticed. They didn't just like her pictures, they listened to her voice. As she began collaborating with local designers, Aairya realized that she wanted to represent something bigger than herself. She wanted to stand for every girl who'd been told she wasn't the right type, for every woman who'd been made to feel like confidence had a size limit. Her motto became simple yet powerful. Curves aren't flaws, they're art. The road wasn't smooth. There were days when people whispered cruel things online. Words can cut deeper than silence. But Aairya learned the art of turning pain into presence. She didn't clap back. She elevated. Every hateful comment became a reason to post another empowering photo. Every insult became a caption about self-love. Soon her audience wasn't just watching her, they were rooting for her. They saw their own stories reflected in hers. She had become not just an influencer, but a mirror for thousands of women. Her first runway show happened almost by accident. A designer she'd collaborated with dropped out last minute and asked her to step in. "You've got the look," they said. She laughed nervously. "I've never walked a runway in my life," but she said yes anyway. The night of the show, standing backstage surrounded by tall, seasoned models, she felt her legs tremble. She remembered her mother's words, "Keep your courage stitched together." She took a deep breath and stepped onto the stage. The lights hit her face, the music swelled, and for a few seconds, the world disappeared. There was no judgment, no insecurity, just rhythm and confidence. The crowd erupted. Cameras flashed. The next morning, her photo appeared on blogs calling her the model redefining confidence. From there, everything accelerated. She began receiving brand deals, magazine features, and invitations to fashion events. But she never forgot where it started, in that small room with sunlight bouncing off a mirror. Despite her growing fame, she stayed grounded. On Sundays, she'd visit her parents, sit by her mother's sewing machine, and help cut fabric. Fame never made her forget that humility is the fabric of greatness. When she reached 100,000 followers, she didn't throw a lavish party. Instead, she posted a simple message. "Thank you for helping me love myself louder." That post went viral. Overnight, Aairya became a name associated not just with beauty, but with authenticity. Then came the brand collaborations, body-positive fashion lines, natural skincare campaigns, and global inclusivity projects. She even launched her own small collection, designed for curvy women who wanted fashion that celebrated, not concealed their bodies. Each dress had a little golden tag sewn inside that read, "For the woman who refuses to shrink." Her designs sold out in days, but even then, she said in interviews, "It's not about selling clothes, it's about selling confidence." Years later, when she walked at an international fashion week, journalists asked her how she felt standing among global icons. She smiled and said, "I don't compete with anyone. I collaborate with light." Those words went viral too. Yet fame is never without friction. There were moments of loneliness, hotel rooms where silence echoed louder than applause, mornings when exhaustion blurred her sense of self, but she kept anchoring herself in purpose. She began mentoring young creators, teaching them not just how to pose, but how to protect their peace. If your confidence depends on likes, you'll lose it the day the algorithm changes. Build something no one can delete. Her honesty made her even more admired. Over time, Aairya became a speaker at fashion panels discussing representation, inclusivity, and mental health. She turned her struggles into stories that healed others. "I'm not fearless," she'd say. "I'm just tired of letting fear have the microphone." Her followers grew into millions, her name into a movement. And through it all, she kept returning to that mirror, not the one framed in gold backstage, but the old one from her childhood room now hanging in her studio. It reminded her where she began. Late one night, she looked into it and whispered, "You did it." But then she smiled wider and added, "No, we did." Because by now, her journey wasn't hers alone. It belonged to every woman who'd seen her story and found the courage to post her own photo, her own smile, her own truth. And so, as her story continues, the message remains. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You don't have to be flawless to be fabulous. You just have to be you. Loud, proud, and unfiltered. So if you're watching this now, wondering if your dream is too far away, remember Aairya's first photograph, the one that started everything. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't wait for perfection. She simply began. And that's all it takes. This is Bioglam Curvy Models, where beauty meets confidence, and every curve tells a story. If Aairya's journey inspired you, don't forget to follow, like, and share this story so we can reach someone who needs to hear it today. Because when we lift one woman's story, we lift them all. And somewhere out there, another young dreamer is standing in front of her mirror, whispering the same words Aairya once did. The light will find me.